Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today we are going to work on a bridal bouquet. And so I thought I would do that here with you. I'm going to start out with some white hydrangeas as my base. But let me tell you, I'm going to share with you a tip I actually saw from a designer called John Mark. He is out of Memphis, the Memphis area in Tennessee. Anyway, John Mark took his hydrangeas and he held them in his hand, and he took some spray glue and he sprayed those flowers with that spray glue. So this is called, it's an Elmer's Craft Bond, which is a spray adhesive. Now what this is going to do is it's going to keep these hydrangeas firm. So no matter how much water they lose, it's going to keep them really firm. So I'm going to take these two hydrangeas. I've sprayed them pretty good with my craft glue. I'm going to start, and I'm going to use these as my base or my armature. Next we're going to come in with some pretty white roses. So I am just taking those roses and I am just working them right down into that hydrangea. We're going to just take them and kind of go all the way around in this hydrangea. And understand it's a little loose. Makes me nervous, so I'll just tuck that over. So I'm just taking those hydrangeas, those roses, and working them right down into my hydrangea. And I'm slowly but surely just kind of evenly dispersing those throughout. I'm just working them right down into the hydrangea. Now I'm using two varieties of roses. I am using this is called, this one's called an Eskimo, and I'm not exactly sure the name of the large white rose, but the smaller variety is an Eskimo. Okay, so there's my roses. Next we're going to come in, I'm going to move this one just a smidge. So you can see I'm just holding these flowers in my hand and just kind of working those roses right into that hydrangea. Next we're going to come in with a little bit of white button mums. So the button mums are really just going to give us a little bit of a different texture and just give us some fullness to this bouquet. So I'm just working those right down into that bouquet. So there's our button mums tucked in. Next we'll come in with some little spray roses. They're just a soft blush pink. And I'm just going to tuck those right down in. And sometimes you have to kind of work it in. Just tuck it right in. And you can always adjust. So when you're holding it in your hand, you can always kind of move those flowers a little bit if you need to. All right, so there's all of our little spray roses are tucked in. Next we'll come in with some Lysianthus. I have beautiful pink, pale pink Lizzie. So I'm just going to take that Lysianthus and just work it right into that bouquet. And I'm just threading it right down in to that hydrangea. So there is our Lysianthus. Next we're going to come in with a little bit of blue thistle. So we have beautiful blue thistle we're going to tuck in. I'm going to take, I just took my scissors and I cut it in half. And then I'm going to use this one longer stem to kind of feed down into the center of that bouquet. All right, so there is our blue thistle tucked in. Next we're going to come in with some purple Veronica. So Veronica is almost, I don't know, I just love them. They remind me a little bit of a little foxtail, but we're going to tuck just a little bit of this purple Veronica down into this bouquet just to give us a little bit of a different texture and a little bit of that light purple color. It blends really well with the thistle. And you can always kind of adjust those roses, pulling them up or pushing them down to give you the depth that you need in that bouquet. Okay. Next, I have one more stem of that Veronica.
All right. And we get a mixture or we get one here?
All right, so there's our Veronica tucked into that bouquet. Next, we're going to come in with a little bit of wax flower. So I have pretty white wax. I'm going to kind of come around the edge of this bouquet, kind of all the way around the edge. Take that in my hand and turn it.
All right. Security, please. Expiration.
Couple of stems, and I'm just going to kind of work them down into the center of the bouquet. All right, so there is all the flowers. Next, we're going to come in with some mixed foliage. So my mixed greenery is all in the eucalyptus family, so it's different varieties of eucalyptus. So we've already cut the stems kind of short, so I'm just going to take and go around this bouquet with all of these smaller pieces of the eucalyptus. This is going to give it really a garden look and a garden feel. But you can see I'm just kind of tucking them under my fingers, and my wax is coming loose right there. So see how it gives us a little bit of movement throughout that bouquet. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make sure my flowers are where I want them before I tape my arrangement. And I am just taking my fingers and I'm just going to kind of loosen up some of these blooms. Kind of pull them out just a little bit, and what that's doing is giving us a little bit of depth into this arrangement. Take that one. So you can see I'm just kind of moving them just a little bit. Okay, next what I'm going to do before I add the rest of my foliage is I'm going to go ahead and tape this bouquet. And the reason I am doing so is because I'm losing stems as I continue to hold it and add to it. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking my tape and I'm going to lay it right under that thumb, and I am going to tape that bouquet. All right, I'm not gonna tape it permanently. It can certainly be untaped, but there we go. So I personally like to use a waterproof tape to tape my bouquets instead of trying to use wire or anything like that. And it's because when you use a wire, you're going to cut those stems. Okay, so there's our bouquet. It's got some movement with the greenery. Now I'm going to come in with the rest of our foliage, and I am just going to add that right around the edge of this bouquet. So I'm going to go all the way around with these smaller pieces of foliage and see how it's given us some movement and quite a garden look. So I'm just taking each of those stems and I'm just placing them right up underneath my fingers. All right. I'm going to tape it again. I'm just going to take that tape and come around those stems one more time with that tape. I'm going to come around a couple times just to make sure that it doesn't, whoop, and I broke it. So I'm going to try that again.
Sure.
All right, so I've taped that again. I still have a little bit of greenery left. So I'm going to turn it and add a few more little pieces of foliage to my bouquet. All right. We're going to tape it one more time. So there is our bouquet with our finished foliage. I'm going to take my tape and tape it one more time. Okay, so now my bouquet is taped, okay? It is all together, it's not going to come apart, okay? Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the stems with a little bit of ribbon. So this is just a number 9 ribbon. It's a narrow ribbon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ribbon and I am going to wrap it around this tape here. So I'm going to take it and lay it right on top of that tape, and I am going to come around holding it tight. Actually, I'm going to make my ribbon a little longer. My tape is a little wider than I'm used to. So I'm just taking that ribbon and I'm wrapping it right around that tape to cover up any of that green tape that is holding our bouquet together. All right, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim up that ribbon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that ribbon just on that edge, okay? And so what that does is it gives us a finished look. I'm going to grab a Flora, this is a corsage pin, it's the little pearl-headed pin, and I'm going to press that right into that ribbon, but I'm pushing it up toward the flowers. That way, if in case it comes out of that ribbon, it is not going to poke anybody. So there is our finished bouquet. And we just finished it with a little satin ribbon. What we will do is we will take this bouquet and we will trim up these stems and drop it right down in some fresh water, and it will be delivered to the wedding for the, it'll be delivered on Saturday for the wedding. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today. If you have any questions about how we do things here, please do not hesitate to ask that in the comments below. We're so happy to answer those questions. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, please be sure to hit that button right down below. And if you have subscribed, we're so thankful to have you here. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you all real soon. Thanks, guys.